Hi YouTube, this is FairyGuyy here. 1 minute, I'm just gonna start this song like this song. Right. Hi YouTube, I'm FairyGuyy. As you know, this is gonna be one of my other videos. This is my Dark World deck. And it isn't Fabled World. And if you think Fabled World is a good deck, if you think fusing two decks like that are good, yeah, they work together. I'm not disputing that, they do work together. But I do not comment and say, oh, you should run Fabled World, it's a better deck. No. No, I should not run Fabled World. This is not a tournament deck. If this is a tournament deck, it wouldn't be on here. This is a fun deck, because I love the Dark World archetype. I think they're gorgeous, I think the album arts are beautiful, I think they're really clever, with the names being the colours, and then each art having the colours in them. I think they're amazing, I really like them. So yeah, this is my Dark World build. It's a simple enough build, really. It's designed for one thing, swarming like crazy. Now, what it is, simple, first off it's 3 gold and 3 silver. Gold and silver. 2, 3 and 14, absolutely beautiful. Level 5 Dark Fiend. Discard them and they special summon at 2, 3. But it can't be a cost, it's got to be a discard, not a cost. That's the weird thing with Dark World, so you can't use something like Lightning Vortex. Got to be a certain card. I mean, I've got all the proper discard cards in here, don't worry, I'm not trying to cheat or anything with this deck. No, it's beautiful, beautiful cards. And when discarded by your opponent's card effect, he blows up 2, it's like a Celestia, and he sends 2 random cards from their deck, from their hand to the bottom of their deck. That's a pretty sick effect. Now, next up, I have 3 beige. Beige is a great card. Oh, how I love beige. Because beige is one of my favourite cards. Beige gives me access to this guy, Chaos King Archfiend. Because beige is a level 4, and again, beige, 16 attack, 13 defense. When he's discarded, you special summon him. Again, it's just, you know, 9 monsters there, if I discard them, they appear on the field. And beige is searchable by Scar. It's a good one. Next up I've got 2 Bro. And yeah, none of this is really rarity max. Rarity maxness of this is probably the gold, rare gold, or some of my spells or ulti. Some, I say some, I mean 1. I've got yeah, I'll show you that later. But yeah, 2 Bro. And Bro's great. When Bro's discarded, like all the Dark Worlds, when he's discarded, his effect activates. When Bro's discarded, you draw a card, and if it's discarded by your opponent's card effects, you draw 2. It's just great, because if your opponent is stupid and uses Dark World dealings, you draw 1, then you discard Bro, and then you draw 2 more. That's what? That's a plus 3 hand count. No, plus 2 hand count, which is crazy. Next up, I've got 2 Khaki, and I do use Khaki at 2. And simply because it's great, because it gets around annoying monsters on the field. Say they've got a Judgment Dragon, draw 1, discard Khaki, pop your Judgment Dragon, then start making my big plays. Khaki, you know, it's just a good card, and searchable by Scar again, who's here. And I only run 2 Scar, because I can abuse him like crazy with things like Gateway to Dark World. You know, you set a Scar, they kill it, and then you chain your Gateway and bring him back in defense and still search, and then you search again when it hits the field grave again. 2 Scar. It's got to be destroyed by battle. It's why I only run 2. If it was when it hits the graveyard and became a Sangan, I'd run a playset. I'm tempted to get a Sangan for this deck. I'm tempted, but it doesn't search out my beige. All it'd really search out is things like Bro and Khaki and Scar. And then search out Gren, search out my Morphing Jar, search out my Dark Resonators. It's tempting. And then I've got 1 Gren, which is discard and pop a Spell and Trap. So if they've got 2 set Spell and Traps and you activate Dark World Lightning, blow up one of them with Lightning, discard Gren, blow up the other, you've just cleared their back row without triggering a Starlight Road. It's just really good. And I've got Bron, newer addition to this deck, 18 beat stick. When he inflicts battle damage, you discard 1 card. You know, it's like a free gold, or a free silver, or a free beige, or like a free monster pop or something. It's crazy. And you've got the staple in any Dark World build you ever create, which is Morphing Jar. Now this card, this card is beautiful. I love this card. Admittedly, the only downside to it is it does stop my solidarities, which is why I only run 2 solidarities. It is a straight Fiend build, bar Morphing Jar. But if I built Dark Worlds without Morphing Jar, I would have to slap myself You discard your hand and draw 5, you know, special summon 5 monsters and special summon 3 gold, or 2 gold and a silver, and then draw 5. And I've got Raviel. Now people have complained at me in the past for using this card in this deck. 3 fiends, you know, what are the chances? I mean, what are the chances? You know, 3 gold, 3 silver, 3 beige. What are the chances of me summoning a Raviel? I don't know, maybe I've done it in the first turn before. You know, chances of summoning Raviel rather high. Raviel's a great card, 4,000 beat stick. With solidarity on the field and a gold, tribute the gold for his effect, so he gets pumped by 2-3. Then solidarity activates, it becomes a 7-1 beater. You know, it's ridiculous. Next I've got 2 Dark Resonators. Dark Fiend Tuner. It's absolutely perfect. I don't know why it isn't Dark World Resonator or something, you know what I mean? Say, like, so stick a colour on his name, blue or something, they haven't used that one yet, or or yellow. I don't know what colours they haven't used. Dark World Resonator or something like that, you know. Just make this a Dark World card. This needs to be a Dark World card. It's too perfect for the archetype. That's the monsters. Again, I think how many monsters that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 21 monsters, I think. I don't know, I lost count. Again, a monster heavy decks, just how I build decks. Next, I've got 3 Dark World Dealings, because it's just such a brilliant card. This one is rare. It was ultimate rare. But my ultimate rare one went to Lux Lucis. Again, he seems to be getting my ultis. He got all my ultis Saturday. It's just a great card. You know, draw 1, discard 1, and that discard triggers all my Dark Worlds. And I've got Dark World Lightning. I've only run this at 2 because it's got a negative hand count. And yeah, that's what you need in Dark World, but, you know, it can be a bit bad. And I've got 2 Gateways, because it's a great card in your opponent's turn. With all the discarding, your graveyard gets packed. And with a packed graveyard, being able to bring them back at the cost of no normal summon or special summon, if you do it in your opponent's turn, it's crazy. And then it's staples, you know. 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, because it's just crazy at 2. What's that? That was that. Just a crazy, crazy card at 2. I love it. It's amazing. I don't know why they brought it back to 2, but they did. Then I've got a double Solidarity. Now, I would run a playset, but I've got a rock in this deck, and it's not all fiends. You know, it's a bit of a pain. But it works. It gets the job done, because I don't often draw into my Morphing Jar. Next, it's my draw power. I've got 1 Ultimate Rare Into the Void. Ooh, I love this card in Ultimate Rare. Ooh, it's so nice and ulti. Such a broken card as far as Dark Worlds, you know. You clog your hand up after drawing with this, get loads of cards in your hand, then end your turn and just swarm and blow up stuff. Oh, it's ridiculous. And card destruction, again, it's just like Morphing Jar. It triggers all your Dark Worlds. If you've got a handful of Dark Worlds and a card destruction, you just start laughing at your opponent. Because you're about to do crazy things and really wind them up in the process. Next, it's Annuller of Darkness is next. Because in any dark-based deck, you need to run this card. It just needs to be done. It's just draw power, you know. It's got a 0 hand count. It's great. Admittedly, you end up with something down here removed from play. I don't like that, but yeah. Cheerful Coffin. Oh, how I love that card. Discard up to 3 monster cards from your hand. Oh! Such a brilliant, brilliant card, because you can just swarm with it and then drop a Raviel. And I've got Monster Reborn and a Dark Hole. They're just staples, you know, Heavy Storm, Brain Control. Just crazy, especially with the discarding, you tribute your Chaos King Archfiend for Raviel, then Monster Reborn it back. You know. Next up I've got a playset of Forces of Darkness. This is the traps, there's only 4 traps, playset and then that. That's, select 2 monsters in your graveyard with Dark World in their name and add them to your hand. You know, any 2 monsters that are in there, you can add to your hand. Then you've got Fine as well. Fine is great with this. If you've got a Forces of Darkness and a Fine spare, you can just have fun with your opponent. Because you can go, right, Fine, chain Forces of Darkness, pick up 2 monsters and discard them again, straight off. And crazy things happen. Now the extra deck for this deck is pretty standard, but you do run a Chaos King Archfiend. It's needed. Because it's just, it works so freaking well. in this build. You know, I love it. Right, so that's my Dark World deck. It's a funky little deck. That's the Dark Worlds of FairyGuyy. So yeah, I hope you like the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, please do. You know, just tell me what you think of my decks, you know what I mean? I like feedback. I want feedback on this deck. I want to know how I can improve this and try and maybe push for it to have the speed of a meta deck. I never want it to be meta again, you know, maybe, come on Konami, give me a whim here, bring back Graceful Charity, eh? Hey, that's never going to happen because of these guys, especially with the, what have we, we've now got the Fableds. Oh, Graceful Charity is never coming back. I don't really care. Deck works so well without it. Admittedly, a dead draw now and again because you don't have enough discard or you've got too much discard. Don't happen often. Deck will clog now and again, but you know, it's why there's so much draw power in here, because it works. So yeah, rate, comment, subscribe. Please post any deck fixes you think for this thing, and then take care. See you later, YouTube. It's FairyGuyy.